Now, the shares of Google, ladies and gents, pre-market as you know the screen today, they are trading down almost 6%. Now, this comes after we saw Google, of course, reporting their Q3 earnings yesterday after market hours, which, ladies and gents, most of you that are investing onto Google saw that they missed, of course, to beat analyst expectations on the revenues they generated for the Q3 and the earnings per share, which is why we are seeing the share price of Google or Alphabet trading low, or this low, almost down 6%. Now, this, of course, to those that are investing onto these stocks, of course, like I said, it is maybe a concern, or it might be a short-term concern as to why is Google always reporting or failing to beat analyst expectations, because as you know, screen notice that for the past 3 quarters, Google has been failing to beat analyst expectations every time they report their quarterly earnings, which is why, or which is something that must just show you that obviously whatever the current economic conditions in the US are not in favor of Google, which is why it is not meeting, or it is not beating analyst expectations on both the revenues and the earnings per share. Now, without wasting any more time, or without going deep into this video, you already know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video. Now, I really appreciate it if you can just hit the likes button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. So yes, Alphabet or Google is one of the stocks that I personally own. I mean, yesterday before the earnings, I also shared a screen of myself buying or purchasing an additional share of this stock, because personally, I believe that this stock is one of the stocks that are trading way below their value, because if you have to look into their PE ratio, you'll notice that Google, as it stands, or especially looking at the share price that it is trading at the pre-market, you will notice that it has a PE ratio of below 20, which is something that for a growth stock like Alphabet or Google, it is something that must just show you that this stock is undervalued, because it's a high growth stock, which is why me personally, I've been loading the boat whenever I can onto this Google stock. And regardless of the fact that yesterday Google or Alphabet reported a wider than expected probably loss, and also they didn't also meet on the revenues, so does not make me to panic at all. Instead, as the share price continues dropping, I am also going to continue loading the boat, because I personally believe that this is one of the stocks which, when the economy recovers, or when the economy stabilizes in the US, we are also definitely going to see companies like Google and other big quality companies going back up high to those share prices that they were trading at way before, of course, this economic or current economic condition. So having a quick look into what really happened into Google's earnings, you will notice that obviously the operation margin, of course, was reduced, or got reduced, when comparing to the operation margin they reported in 2021, or in the Q3 of 2021, because as soon as you notice that the operation margin for Google that it reported for the Q3 of 2022 was around 25%, whereas if you had to check the same operation margin they reported in 2021 was around 32%. When you check their diluted EPS, you'll notice that yesterday Google reported a diluted EPS of $1.06, whereas last year around the same time this diluted earnings per share was around $1.40, which again must just show you that the profitability of Google as it stands, it's not looking that good. It's not that good because it's reducing, and something that of course excites analysts or investors, it's when a company continues to report a better profitability, or better or higher EPS than the one that they've been reporting in the previous quarters, which is the fact that we've been seeing Google doing, or something like this happening in Google, is something that must just show you that obviously at the moment things are not looking good. I mean, same goes to their ads. You'll notice that of course the revenues on their ads which they make on platforms like YouTube is decreasing when comparing to the kind of revenues they were reporting every time they or last time they reported their Q3 earnings, which is something that must just show you that even the advertisers, it means that they are not as much, or they are not making as much revenues as they were last year in Q3 around the same time, which is something that must just show you, or something that must just obviously make you to see that chances are high that we are not getting as many businesses advertising the way they were doing so maybe last year around the same time, due to the current economic conditions. I mean, inflation is high. This affects businesses. Interest rates continues rising. This affects businesses, which is why some of the, or most businesses, what they are trying to do during these economic times, they are trying to cut as much cost as possible, meaning that you'll find that the budget that many companies were maybe putting towards advertising or advertisements, they've reduced that simply because of the current economic conditions we are in, and that is the condition of seeing high inflation, the condition of seeing the Federal Reserve increasing interest rate, which is something that obviously it's the one that is impacting or affecting growth stocks like Google. But one thing for sure, this company will recover. It is a matter of time. Yes, I know that according to history, you'll notice that inflation, or this high inflation, we've always after some time experienced this if you are to look in history, and history also tells us that we've always seen countries coming out of this kind of economic conditions and becoming once again a better economy, where companies, they continue to do so well. So all that this must just show you is that, or that must just tell you, is that you need to continue loading the boat onto those top quality stocks like Alphabet, because I can tell you this is a company that one way or the other, when the dust settles, or when the economic dust settles, they are going to definitely see it do well in the near future. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update as to what is it that we expected, or what is it that is making the shares of Google, Alphabet, which by the way, it is a stock which I own, to be trading almost down 6%. I just thought I should just let you know that, or give you the update as to why is that. But I personally believe that this is a stock which is just said to do very well, and those that are investing onto this stock for the long term are definitely going to be rewarded, because like I said, it's very ridiculous to see a growth stock having a PE ratio of below 20. This must just show you, or tells you, that chances are very high. In fact, this stock is seriously undervalued, because in Wall Street, for example, I mean, in the previous video where I was discussing about it, I showed you that Wall Street has offered, or analysts in Wall Street are indicating that this is a strong buy stock. So those of you that are buying this stock, Wall Street also agrees with you that this is a stock which you must just go in out there and buy this stock, because they know that this stock is just set for greatness. They know that this is a stock which, by the way, is not only just relaxing and seeing the share price falling like this, but they are also doing a share buyback, which is share buyback. I think it creates value to investors. It creates value to those that own this stock. So if you own this stock, just know that, of course, the total number of outstanding shares are being reduced, which means that obviously it's good to investors, because it strengthens, or it grows the values of the shares that you own of this stock. So this is a stock, ladies and gents, that it is just set to do very well. And the low trading prices, I don't know how low it can go, but as it continues dipping or dropping, I'm going to continue loading the boat onto this stock, because I believe in its future, and I believe that this is one of the stocks that those of you that are loading, increasing the boat on it, are definitely going to be rewarded in the future. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click the notification bell, so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.